I'll unmute you.
Okay. I'm taking my mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it for now. And maybe I'll take it.
Shabbat Shalom. We're not expecting a big crowd, so we invite you, if you feel comfortable, to be a little closer. And Micah, please welcome people online. Shabbat Shalom. It's so wonderful to be with all of you. Those of you who are here at home, we welcome you. And those of you who are here present, this is such a special moment of having, for the first time, our Friday night service open to those who are ready to come in person. We will manage this hybrid, making sure we include, and we are davening with the people here that are physically present, and of course that the people at home are also part of the experience as much as possible. And I feel incredibly blessed. You know, when you smile and it hurts here because I'm so excited to have all of you here. So thank you for being the first ones to come on a Friday night and join me and Noah. It's been lonely. It's been great, but it's been lonely. So I'm going to invite all of us to light candles if you're at home, to have your candles. And if you're here, I'm going to put my mask, so I invite you to come closer so we can all be a little closer to the candles. Holy One of Blessing,
Holy One of Blessing,
your presence fills creation. Your presence fills creation. The fans are really good. Your presence fills creation. I don't think I can do this. Holy One of Blessing,
Holy One of Blessing, your presence fills
creation.
Your presence fills creation. Holy One of blessing,
Holy One of
blessing. Your presence fills creation.
We did it!
Your presence fills creation. Your presence fills creation.
We take 3 times from the light of the Shabbat candles, and we say the bracha together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Eloheinu melech haolam. Eloheinu melech haolam.
Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I am so moved this moment. I really am in tears to have you light candles with us. I need a Shechayanu. Let's do this.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. לזמן הזה.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Those of you who are here in person, if you feel comfortable, I encourage you to sit close on the sides, on the front, whatever feels right for you. And those of you at home, I encourage you to turn on your cameras. We can see you. We have the screen in the back, and you're being part of our service. So we welcome you too. And it's on page 2 of the Siddur. We sing Higalena Ufros Chavivi Alai. It's in the last stanza on page 2, the 4th stanza, the first sentence. We ask God to reveal to us and spread over us the sukkah, the canopy of peace.
Higale, gale, gale, na. Ufros, ufros, habibi alai. Oh, etzukat, sukat, shalom echa. Oh, higale, gale, gale, na. Ufros,
our practice at TBZ has been for many years to take a moment for each day of the week as we 6 Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat allow us to transition with the 6 days of the week. And during pandemic and Zoom, it felt there will be a lot of silence and people on Zoom and not having people present to do that. And we're going to try today having people here and at home. So the way we'll do it is I'll invite each of us to just take a moment. I'll call the name of the week. To try to go back to that day, find something in each day that brings blessing, that brings gratitude. The people at home are welcome and encouraged to use the chat to share that. We won't be doing that in person. That's one of the things that we don't get to do in person, the whole sharing in community. And then have either the full or a few verses of each psalm. So we start with Yom Rishon, so take a minute, a moment to go back to your Sunday. Last Sunday, it's very hard to remember what was last Sunday. What was last Sunday? Oh, I remember. Oh, I was on a ferry to Cape Cod. It was a good day. So take a moment to go to last Sunday and just think Yom Rishon and lift up a moment of gratitude from that day. Lechuneranena on page 3.
Lechuneranena l'Adonai Nariya letzur yishenu nekat mafanav
Psalm 96 on page 5.
Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, shir chadash, shir chadash. Oh, shiru l'Adonai shir chadash.
I love hearing your voices sing.
Shir chadash, shir chadash. Oh, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, kol haaretz, kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, kol haaretz, kol haaretz. Ay, ay, ay. Shiru l'Adonai, barechu shemo, barechu shemo, barechu שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו, או ברכו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שיר חדש, שיר חדש, או. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, או. שיר חדש, שיר חדש, או. שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, כל הארץ, כל הארץ. שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, כל הארץ, כל הארץ. איי איי איי. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו, או ברכו שמו. איי איי איי. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו, או ברכו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שיר חדש, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שיר חדש, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, כל הארץ, כל הארץ. שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, כל הארץ, כל הארץ. איי איי איי. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו. איי איי איי. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו, ברכו. איי איי איי. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו. איי איי איי. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו, ברכו. איי איי איי. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו. איי איי איי. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, ברכו שמו, או ברכו.
יום שלישי, Tuesday.
שלישי.
You want to sit next to me?
הנה הנה.
Perfect. I have a co-leader here. You good there? Okay, let's take a moment for Tuesday, Yom Shlishi. Oh, we're passing the... Thank
Keep
you.
it clips.
Orzadu on page 6.
Or zarua
לצדיק ולאישי לשמחה. אור זרוע לצדיק ולאישי לשמחה. אור זרוע יום רביעי, Wednesday. Zamru Ladonai on page 8, in the middle of the page. I hope if you're at home, you're sharing the chat. I'll go later to check the chat to see the things you are sharing, gratitudes of this week.
Zamru Adonai Bechino Bechino Bekol Zimra Zamru Adonai Bechino Zamru l'Adonai Bechinot Bechinot Bekol Zimra Zamru l'Adonai Bechinot
Yom Hamishi, Thursday. That was yesterday. Romemu on page 9.
Romemu, Romemu, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu,
Ve'ishtachavu le'al kodsho.
Romemu,
Romemu,
Romemu, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho, ki kadosh Adonai
Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Romemu, Romemu,
Romemu,
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu le'al kodsho. Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
Romemu,
Romemu, Romemu, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu le'al kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu,
ki kadosh
ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Yom Shishi, Friday. That's earlier today. Let's take a moment, this last moment of transition from Shabbat, from the week to Shabbat, to lift up your gratitude for this week, moments of this week that were special this morning, something articulated in your heart, in words, in the chat. And those over here, if you want to say something you are grateful for, this is your opportunity. You can write it in the chat of the space here. Just say it. Say it out loud. Amen. Being here live, says Debbie. Having friends in Smyron. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. So Rabbi Jen Govitz says that her dad is visiting here for the first time in unclear time of a long time. What's your dad's name, Jan? Jeff. Jeff Govitz. It's wonderful to welcome you here. So wonderful. Gary says, being here with his daughter Liza. Usually they're in different little boxes. No, sometimes you're in the same and sometimes you're in separate boxes. And we get to have you in the same, together, person. I'm just so grateful that Ariel wanted to come to shul today and daven with me and play with me. So we say Adonai Lamavul Yashav. It's on page 10. It's such a song for this week Parsha. God lived through the Mavul, through the flood, and God exists in every time of any kind of floods in our life, in our world, and it is us finding that strength that God gives us through moments where we are not sure where is the end of that storm. And there's always an end of a storm. That's the story of this week. So just finding that strength, and it's such, I didn't think about that, but it's so special that I'm not saying, I know I learned not to say we're ending the pandemic because we don't know where this is going, but this moment feels a moment of little window opening in the Ark of Noah where you can see there is some trees out there. It's not all water. There is some trees there. We can send the dove out there. So you guys are all those trees here today for sure.
Adonai
Le'amo iten Adonai yevarech et amo. Adonai yos le'amo iten Adonai yevarech et amo. Come, my friend, to greet the bride, to welcome the many faces of Shabbat. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavola. We bring Shabbat in, page 12, and out. And it is our custom to go outside, and you guys get to come with me outside. We are going to try this. We are not sure yet, but I'm going to pick up on my way out. I'll put my mask, and on my way out, I'll pick up a computer from Micah. We'll put it on the stairs so people can see us outside, and Noah will stay here, and Micah will spotlight the outside and the inside, and we'll see how it works. People at home, let us know if it works, okay? Let's go.
Lecha dodi
likrat kala penei Shabbat
מקור הברכה מראש מקדם לסוכה סוף מעשה ומחשבה תחילה
לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת
נקבלה
לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה
או מקדש מלך עם מלוכה קומי צאי מתוך אף אחד רב לך שבת בעמק הבכה והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה
לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה
התנערי מעפר קומי לשבי טיפה תחמי על יד בני שי בית הלחמי
בני שי is
כל
here.
ליל נפשי גאלה לך דודי לקראת כלה
בני שבת
נקבלה
לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי באורך
קומי אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה
ידליי בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה ידליי בני שבת נקבלה
לא תבושי ולא תקלמי מה תשתוכחי ומה תמי בך יחסו עמי בני נמנתה עירתי לה לך דודי לקראת כלה ידליי בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה ידליי בני שבת נקבלה והיו למשיסה שוסעי
ורחקו כל מבלייך יסיס עלייך
אלוהיך
כמסוס לב באהבה לך דודי לקראת כלה ידליי בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי
ילליי בני שבת נקבלה ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי כל יד איש בן פרצי ונהן משמחה ונגילה לך דודי לקראת כלה ידליי בני שבת נקבלה אותי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. איי, 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 בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. הולך אותי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך אותי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. איי, 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 ידדיי, ידדיי, איי, 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 ידדיי, הנה עינינו, איי, 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 ידדיי, ידדיי, איי, 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 ידדיי, איי, ידדיי,
You're all invited to dance.
All good, all good. Ay, 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 ay,
Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Whew. Shabbat is definitely here, and it is always good to practice gratitude. That's what we do. Practice gratitude. Tov lehodod l'Adonai on page 15. Definitely gratitude to see Charles walking in. Charles, it's so wonderful to have you here.
Tov lehodod
l'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodod l'Adonai
ulezamer
l'shimcha elyon. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות.
Od Yenuvu, 2 lines from the bottom.
עוד ינובון בשיבה, דשנים
15, the next page at the bottom. Edotecha nevnu meod ve'etcha nava kodesh Adonai le'orech yamim Adonai le'orech yamim Adonai le'orech yamim Adonai le'orech yamim.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Again, it's just a blessing, and I'm repeating it, but I feel very blessed to have you all here in present and to have you all here at home too, and be able to have this multi-access hybrid way to be together. I have to say that having Diana Donahue, you can't see her, but she's at the door. That's where she has been Friday nights for years before the pandemic, always welcoming people on Friday nights and really ushering and then opening the doors for Lechadodi and ushering Shabbat in and out. And then during the pandemic, we have seen her opening the doors at Zoom, but now we have you here. We have Kimball. I saw her on Zoom, so it's just a blessing. Like Diane standing at the door means things are starting to be a little more normal. So it's a blessing to have you. Thank you, Diane. And this is with Parshat Noah, the second parasha of the book of Genesis, and the story of the flood, that it's very well known to all of us. Noah being a righteous man, blameless in his generation. And God speaks to him, and God says to him, because the earth is filled with wrongdoing and corruption and robbery, God is going to destroy the earth. So, as we know the story, God asked Noah to make an ark of wood with enclosures for animals and gather food for all aboard. Now, throughout the whole story, the biblical story of Noah, what we learn is that he's an obedient person. He's very obedient. He follows God's instructions. Even if you look at the biblical text, you'll see that we get all the instructions, and then it says, and Noah did exactly what God told him. Like, it's always like he always does what he is told by God. And so in many ways, he is the paradigm of this obedience. There is, even at the end of the flood, he's waiting to hear from God what to do. And he waits for God's instructions before leaving the ark. And there is a midrash that I really like that speaks to this moment. It says, once the waters had abated, Noah should have left the ark. However, Noah said to himself, I enter with God's permission, as it says in the Torah, go into the ark. Shall I now leave without permission? And Noah, in the story of, as the Midrash imagine, asked himself, the Holy One said to him, it is permission then that you are seeking? God says, like, you need me to tell you you are ready to go out? Very well then, here's my permission, as it says, and the Torah says, come out of the ark. So the Midrash imagines Noah kind of saying, I'm not going to go out until God tells me exactly that I can go out. And then God says, okay, you need permission? I'll give you permission. Please go out. So, but what is interesting about this Midrash later on is that Noah gets criticized by it. Rabbi Yehuda bar Ilai challenges Noah's response and says, if I had been there, says Rabbi Yehuda bar Ilai, I would have broken down the ark and taken myself out. That's what he says, right? He says, "Ilu hayiti sham hayiti shoveret hateva veyotze li misham." Like Rabbi Yehuda bar Ilai says, what is that waiting? Like once it's dry out there, you have been for 40 days there, about to, not knowing if you're going to survive or not, suddenly you see it is out there.
Why are you waiting? If I was there, I would have been waiting. I'd just go out. I was broken down the ark and take myself out. And I think this tells us about perhaps two paradigms that we can think about. One is this obedient Noah that waits and follows the rules, because rules are created many times to be followed, and I'm a parent of a teenager, so I say that a lot. But there is also, Rabbi Eli is actually criticizing that not always and not at all times we have to be waiting for those rules to be told to us in such a clear way. When it comes to rebuilding a shattered world, I imagine Rabbi Eli saying, you do not wait for permission. You just come out. Right? I imagine him saying to Noah, like, really, are you going to wait until everything is totally safe for you to come out? This is a world that was totally shattered and destroyed, and you were given the gift to rebuild it. Go out. Break the walls of the ark and go out. Don't wait for that permission. And for me, this speaks very much about the times we're living and the times that we have been living for so long, about this teaching of choices we make and how we respond to realities, and when do we dare to do things that feel maybe a little bit out of the boundaries, that means breaking the ark and to come out, and when we have to wait until the voice says you are ready to go out. How do we find that balance of knowing sometimes we have to dare, we have to have audacity, as Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel always talks about spiritual audacity, to go out and not wait because there is a shattered world out there that is waiting for us to break whatever needs to be broken so we can fix it and bring healing. And I think these are two models that are part of our life, daily life. It is true in our personal lives, in our relationships with our loved ones and with people, and this is true also in how we encounter life. Sometimes we have to be that Noah that says, there is rules and there is structures, and I'm going to follow the structures. And sometimes we have to be like Rabbi Eli that says, sometimes structures need to be broken down so we can bring change to the world. So this is my blessing to all of us, that we know we can discern between these two and know when to act in one way or the other. Shabbat Shalom. So we're going to daven Mariv and invite you to rise as you're able for the evening service on page 19. Baruchu et Adonai Amevorach.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. Baruch et Adonai Leolam. Asher b'daram aravi v'aravi v'chokhmah patar shemet v'namim. וללוד מבני חושך וחושך מבני יוד, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, עמד עבדיו. Page 20. With everlasting love you have loved the house of Israel, Torah and mitzvot, laws and judgment, all this have you taught us. Therefore, return, our God, when we lie down and we rise up, we'll consider deeply your laws and we'll rejoice in the words of your Torah and mitzvot forever and ever. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu ubahem negeh yomam v'layla ve'avatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch ata Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto L'olam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך וכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך ובביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. We read silently the next paragraphs of the Shema, page 22 or 20 and 23, Hebrew and English. There's also some Shema interpretations on page 24. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. page 25. ומלכותו ורצון קיבלו עליהם מרים ובני ישראל, לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך רע ובניך בו קיים לפני משה, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. אשכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום.
ופרוס עלינו סוכת
על כל עמו ישראל, על ירושלים, ועל כל העולם. We rise for ושמרו, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. איי 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים
עשה אדוני
את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. So our custom is, and some of you, it's the first time you're here on a Friday night, is that during the Amidah, we actually invite you to find a different place to stand. And we have our faith quilts. On my right is Chesed, loving kindness. And on my left is Gvura, strength, boundaries. And we always invite you to say, like, what do you need a little bit more this week? Do you need a little more loving kindness? Do you need a little more boundary strength? And find a place, maybe you need a balance, and find any place you want to stand during the Amidah. And those of you at home, I'll invite Micah to open up the view of the whole shul so they can also see the faith quilts. I invite you also for the silent Amidah to direct your intentions to Chesed or Gvura. We transition to the Amidah, finding the place to stand on page 28 with Chatzi Kaddish, and then Amidah silently begins on page 29 and ends on page 39. You may be seated when you conclude the Amidah. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו, אמן. יש מרב המברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שmed הקדושה לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירה מעלמה וימרו. The Amidah silently, pages 29 to 39, or you can use this time for your own silent meditation, the words of the book of the words of your heart.
יושבי תבל.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל.
And we pray for healing. So take a moment. If you're at home, add names in the chat. If you're here, when we sing, you can say out loud the names or say them on your heart. Take a moment to lift up names of the people we're praying for healing. When the world is sick, can no one be well? But I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong.
They were all
Say the names of people you're praying
when
for.
the world is sick.
No one be well, but I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Ana elna refana la, Ana elna refana la, Ana elna refana la, Ana elna refana la. רפואה שלמה. We want to bless each other, so we're going to try to do this. If you're here and you feel comfortable, I want you to come here, but instead of looking to me, looking this way, we'll do a half circle, looking to the camera and to the TV, and we can all bless each other. And from here, bless the people that are at home, and from home, bless the people we are here, and we all connect. Some of you feel comfortable connecting physically, you okay? Some of you don't. Just check with the person next to you before and keep distance if that is what you need. Everything is right. You have to do what works for you to feel safe. Everybody wearing their mask, that's the most important. Beautiful. Some elbows. And Micah, we're also blessing you there in the back. Micah is behind the cameras there. And all the people at home, let's bless each other. יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך, ויחונקה יישא אדוני פניו אליך, וישם לך שלום. וישם לך bless you. Come here. I'll get to bless you too. Here. May Adonai bless you and keep you. May Adonai enlighten you and be gracious to you. May Adonai face be lifted towards you and grant you peace and tranquility. And let us say, Amen.
Can you hear that?
Wow, what a blessing. We remain standing. You can go back to your places for Aleinu on page 44. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו עם גויי ארצות, ולא שמנו עם משפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו עמהם, וגורלנו עם כל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. You may be seated. This week, we commemorate the yahrzeit of Dorothy Alpert and Chester Breen, Avi Cohen, Lena Fine, Harold Glazer, Shirley Evelyn Port-Gray, Edward Gross, Bud Ives, Ruth Kasoy, John Lepore, Aaron Meisner, Holly Ann Reich, David Romano, Esther Saltzman, Ruby Schwartz, Ayaleb Selling, Philip Selling, Leah Supowit, Paul Tumarking, Alberto Juan Valentin, Edwin Wenfield, Max Wexelman, and Norman Weinberg. If you're in mourning or commemorating a yahrzeit, if you are home, name of a yahrzeit you would like to add, please add it in the chat. If there's a name here someone would like to add, yahrzeit or in mourning. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 48. Please rise if you're in mourning or commemorating a yahrzeit, or your custom is to stand for Kaddish. And we join here and at home, page 48, with Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמא דברה חירותה, וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון, וחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן, יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דעמידם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. You may be seated. We have announcements from Diane, who is going to give announcements in person, not on Zoom. Yay. Diane will turn on one of those mics. You have to talk in the mic so people at home can hear you too.
This is a special night for me as well, as you can imagine. Shabbat Shalom. It's so amazing. I've done these on Zoom now for how long, and I get to stand here at the very place where I was married. So this is also something very special. So Shabbat Shalom, of course, to everyone and all of you there too on Zoom. And welcome to our first in-person Kabbalat Shabbat service since last March of last year. Thank you so much, Rav Claudia and Noah, for bringing us back into this Friday night space. And we hope that as time goes on, many of you that are in Zoom now will come and join us here. As always, please consult Happenings for the full details of all of our activities and opportunities. Torah study tomorrow in person at 9, and at the Shabbat morning service at 10, we will be celebrating the bar mitzvah of Cloud David or David Levi Karek. I'm not quite sure. There are many ways to pronounce the name, but and we, of course, wish Mazal Tov to him and to all of his family. Also, Mazal Tov to Alan Weisner on the marriage of his daughter Talia to Will Yolen last weekend. On Sunday, Hebrew Torah study with Rabbi Sam at 10:30, and in the evening, the monthly TBZ book group will meet at 6:30. Boker Tov next week from Tuesday to Friday. On Monday, Indigenous Peoples Day, Marathon Monday, formerly known as Columbus Day. There is no Boker Tov, no tent, and the TBZ offices will be closed. Monday on Zoom, Ruth creating a future renewing faith with Rabbi Jamie Kotler, and there are details of that in Happenings. On Wednesday, in person, 7:30 a.m., Eat, Pray, Learn. Join Rav Claudia and members of our community for a spirited beginning to your day. 7:30, davening in the sanctuary, all masked. 8:15, thereabouts, breakfast in the community room, and 8:30, learning in the meeting room, all masked. 7:30 that evening will be the weekly Torah study with Reb Moshe on Zoom. Thursday at 7, now on Zoom, is a new class, The Israeli Concept of Equality with Penina Lahav. And finally, we want you to join all of us next Shabbat morning for the first Kiddush talk with Rabbi Natan Magalit in person after services, but BYOK. So bring your own Kiddush. That is your lunch, and you have several options of places to eat it. So, Shabbat Shalom.
But Shalom, thank you so much, Diane. Such a wonderful thing. Yes, about food. On Wednesday, we are having breakfast from Kupals. If you are thinking, should I come or not, Wednesday early morning after davening, and we will do a distance in the community room. But for the Kiddush, we are not serving Kiddush, so people can bring their own food and eat outside and then join the talk with Rabbi Natan Margalit. Talking about food, we usually had an oneg out downstairs, which was very lovely to have. We're not doing that. We do have a few snacks out there. I think it's popcorn and pistachios, so you can take and eat outside and schmooze, and I encourage you to introduce yourself to someone you don't know in the community, people that are here in person. And we look forward to continue this journey of hybrid, having people on Zoom, people in person. It is a great blessing to have you all here this Shabbat. So we say, if you are at home and have your Kiddush cup, raise it up, and those of us, I'll raise it for us. Sabri chavrai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav ורצה בנו. בשבת קודשו ואהבה ורצון הנחילנו. זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש. זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת עם כל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Shabbat Shalom, l'chaim.
L'chaim, l'chaim.
So we're not going to do Hamotzi. I don't have a challah here right now, but we will finish with a song all together. And what I'm going to do while we sing that song, I'm going to come actually to the computer in the back, and we'll unmute you all and hear your voices saying Shabbat Shalom. And those of you who are here can sing and then come outside for a little schmooze on the stairs.
Shalom Bimroma. Shalom Aleinu. Be'al kol Yisrael. Be'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru Amen. Oh, hey, la 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 la, la la la
Shalom, everybody. Shalom. Shalom.
It's fun, isn't it?
Shalom to all of us. Shalom.
Key reason back to school hiring out with school was lower than usual. The report also underscored other complications in the labor market. The unemployment rate fell